Felicia Bowser is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. Hey, Miss Felicia, how are you today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me here.
Erin's freaking out. Is she doomed? Or is this basically going to
Ice-mageddon?
Are we turning into? Is it going to be Hawaii in reverse?
Goodness! Oh goodness! We don't want to talk about that.
Walk us through the next, say, 24, 36 hours. Tell us what's going to happen.
Well, what's going to happen is, as you know, Shreveport-Bossier area is under a winter weather warning, and that goes into effect from 9 p.m. this evening and through most of Tuesday during the day into early evening. And basically what's going to happen is that a very cold and strong cold front is going to be moving in and ushering in an Arctic air mass that's going to envelop the entire four-state region. With a little bit of low-level moisture that's already in place thanks to southerly winds happening this morning and throughout the rest of the day. Just having this cold air mass run atop of the little bit moist air mass that's towards the surface is going to result in what we call some overrunning precipitation, which is just precipitation that overruns up and over the more moist air mass that's towards the surface.
Is that snow or ice or sleet? Do we know yet?
Well, actually, from everything that we've been seeing with the computer models, it's going to start initially as some light rain showers. You might see a little bit of light rain showers maybe as early as late afternoon, early this evening. And with that cold air mass coming in, it's going to be a very quick transition from rain, maybe a little bit of freezing rain and sleet, and then very quickly over to snow.
How much? How much, Felicia?
We're expecting around 2 to 3 inches, and this is throughout a period of this evening through Tuesday now. So it's not going to happen within an hour or two. It's over a long duration.
So basically, when folks wake up in the morning, 5:30, 6, 7 o'clock, there's going to be stuff on the ground.
I can make a snow angel tomorrow morning?
Well, he might have a little bit of trouble seeing it. It's going to be a little light by that time, but give it probably into the evening and maybe early tonight, you might be able to make a snow angel.
Excuse me, because this is the South, and we are relatively familiar with the difference between watch and warning, as refers to tornadoes. You know, there's a big difference between a tornado warning and a tornado watch. When you said winter storm warning, that basically means it's gonna happen, right?
That's correct. And there's a little bit of criteria that goes along with having a winter weather warning. But when we say warning, it's going to happen now. When we say watch, it's to look out and see if conditions are going to continue to stay that way for things to happen, but a warning is going to happen.
2 to 3 inches is the potential. Explain to folks what this means on the roadways, because a lot of us will think, well, it's not been cold enough, so it's not going to ice over the roads. Not accurate, right?
That's correct. Initially, it's not going to pile up as you're going along the day and you're driving with other drivers that's on the road, especially during just the daytime hours, during the early evening hours. However, as we headed to tonight, with temperatures falling, we're expected in Shreveport-Bossier to get to the middle 20s tonight. All that stuff that fell from earlier, and if it had time to melt a little bit, it's just going to freeze on the ground. And as we head into the overnight hours, that's just going to make for some icy roads, especially across overpasses and bridges.
And then tomorrow night, after the snow stops, then it's going to get really cold.
Oh, very cold. We're expecting around 15 to 16 degrees for our overnight temperature.
No, Felicia?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Are you serious?
Very.
So it's not going to melt away?
Not quickly.
Pardon me just a moment. You can tell from her tone, from her calm manner, that Felicia is a professional meteorologist who is used to dealing with hysterical people on the other end of the phone.
Right. Felicia, what kind of precautions do we take? Described, with our pipes, our plants, our pets, etc.
Indoors. Just move them indoors.
Right. The very first thing that you should do, if you don't have to travel, I wouldn't travel. That's number one. If you don't have to be on the roads, just stay off the roads. And number two, if you have any exposed pipes that's outside and around your immediate home area, go ahead and cover them up. Get some blankets, get whatever you need. Any plants that you still have, bring them in or do what you need to do with that. And, of course, if you have any pets, definitely bring them in because it's going to be quite chilly, and with the snow and freezing rain and whatnot, that doghouse may not have enough insulation. So go ahead and bring them in and make sure that you're prepared. Get some firewood. If you have a fireplace, make sure your heat and AC, well, in this case, just your heat is in good and working order, and just get ready for it.
There was a run on grocery stores too, bread and milk and all that stuff. People are going to be doing that again today, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Just to clarify, just so we know, let us review. The rain is going to start maybe about, 5 or 6 o'clock this evening when the temp is still above freezing.
That's correct. Maybe a little bit before that, but like you said, anywhere from between, about 3 to 6, you might see some very light rain showers.
And the temp is going to the rain's going to be heavy for a while, but the temp is going to start to drop precipitously about what time?
Right at sunset, so probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Ooh, so it's going to, the actual snow or sleet could actually begin about what time do you think? 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight?
Probably around 8 or 9, where you might see that little bit of a transitioning happening, and then as you head to after midnight is when you'll start to see the changeover.
Wrap the pipes and all that stuff too outside, right?
That's right. That's right.
Felicia, let me ask you. Bossier schools have just contacted us to say they're closing tomorrow. Caddo schools were already closed for teacher in service. DeSoto is going to make a decision today. If the superintendent were to call you and say, "What should I do, Felicia?" What do you tell them?
What I will tell them, I will just explain the hazards that we already have in place, how we have a winter weather warning warning out already. And I would just tell them, give them the timetable of what is expected, how we're going to go from rain to freezing rain, sleet, and then finally snow. And with that information, letting them know snow accumulations of 2 to 3 inches and roads being hazardous and school buses may have a little bit trouble, hopefully that will help him with his decision.
Yeah, exactly. Well, man, she's good. You're not going to tell him, hey, shut the schools. You're going to tell him, here's what's going to happen. You do
right.
you do you.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Felicia Bowser with the National Weather Service.